Hi, I'm Eric Worrell with Of the Sea, and today we're talking about customer experience alignment. Recently, we've been discussing this equation. This equation reads as customer experience equals perceived reality minus expectations. Today, I want to focus on the expectations you're creating for your brand. This list is just a sampling of ways we create expectations for consumers. Your advertising tells a story that creates expectations of what it feels like to do business with your brand. Your website has a certain look and feel to it that tells a story as well. Online reviews, collateral, word of mouth advertising, signage, and even the curb appeal of your business all create expectations. Each expectation can be thought of as a promise you're making. Think of it this way. Imagine you're driving down the thruway and you're hungry and you see a sign that looks like this. When you see this sign, you have a certain expectation of what that diner is like, from the ambiance to the food and even the service. Instead of thinking of this sign as creating an expectation, think of it as creating a promise, because promises are not made to be broken. A common error that many brands make is that they try and silo their different departments. This can be good for efficiency, but bad for creating a consistent brand message. For example, you might have people in charge of marketing, and their responsibility is to increase awareness and exposure in order to drive more leads. While doing this, they're telling a story of what it's like to do business with your brand. Essentially, your marketing is creating promises. When someone becomes a lead, they're now entered into a sales process. If the salesperson is telling a different story that doesn't align with the marketing message, then we're already lacking continuity for the customer. Before they even become a customer, this person might be experiencing broken promises created by the marketing message. But let's say that the person does buy from you and becomes a customer. Now, what does the experience look like for the customer? Does it align with what marketing and sales told them, or is it completely different? If the journey for the customer feels like a series of broken promises, you're going to have a very bad customer experience. That's why you want to create a customer experience that delivers on a consistent brand message. When your marketing, sales, and customer experience are in alignment, you deliver on your promises and create a happy customer. Many times we create a fascination about driving more leads and increasing sales, but I want to talk to you about possibly flipping the script and starting with the customer experience first and working backwards. One tool you can use to map out the customer's journey is something called a buyer legend. This is the brainchild of Brian and Jeffrey Eisenberg, who've worked with companies such as Google, Intel, and Travelocity. The buyer legend has four main parts. The first thing you do is you create a persona around your customer. This will breathe life into the story you're about to tell. The second step is to create a pre-mortem list. This is all the possible trip hazards that will derail a positive experience for the persona that you've just created. With these two items in place, you now need to build their experience in reverse chronological order. So you start with the very last step of an extremely happy customer going online and writing a positive review about your brand. And now you work backwards through all the steps it took to get to this point. Doing it in reverse chronological order will cause your mind to look at their experience from a different angle. You will find gaps in your process where their experience could possibly be ruined, and you adjust your process so this won't happen. Lastly, you want to tie a story around the entire process. A story creates intrigue and possibilities. A customer experience protocol sounds more like a waste of paper. Create a story around your customer's experience. The last thing I'll mention on this is that the reverse chronological order is a lot like losing your keys. When you've misplaced your keys, you start to retrace your steps to identify possible points in time when you may have lost them. You work backwards to identify the gaps. You will want to do the same thing for the journey your customer has with your brand. Lastly, we put together a free buyer legend template for you. In this template, we've mapped out all of the steps you need to take to create an incredible experience for your customer. Just click on the logo to get your buyer legend template today.